See, I was never planning on making this video. In fact, I made a promise to a priest that I would never speak about this ever again to anyone. If I did, he might come back. Oh, the lights turned off.
Yeah. No.
That's weird.
Wait, doesn't that mean there's motion?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Alrighty. That's weird. Okay. Let me turn those back on. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even tell you who he is. Allow me to explain. In early 2017, FaZe Rug introduced me to a device called a Ouija board. Some of you might be familiar with it, I suppose. For those of you who aren't, the Ouija board was created in 1891 by Elijah Bond, who believed that the dead are able to communicate with the living. They made a board that looked like this. The letters of the alphabet, numbers 0 through 9, the words yes and no, some spiritual images, and goodbye written on the bottom, all made up a perfect communication device to what others call the other side. The board is played by 2 or more people, never to be played alone. One important tool is the planchette, a teardrop-shaped device that spirits can use to navigate through the board. You start off the game like this.
Are there any spirits in here that we can contact? Yes or no?
And if you get an answer, you begin asking your questions. So guys, welcome back. This one is a little bit more extreme than my last one, but because of all the feedback that I got from my last one, I thought I'd make this one. I honestly wasn't sure if I was allowed to post this on YouTube because there's a lot of graphic events that happened to me, but after talking with my manager, everything came out fine. There's no real harm in this video. Now, the common belief of how the Ouija board works by skeptics is something called the ideomotor effect. The ideomotor effect is pretty much a way of saying that your body is moving without your mind realizing that it's moving. So skeptics basically say that when you play a Ouija board, you ask a question and then in your head, you know what you want the answer to be. So unconsciously, you're moving your fingers to the letters that you want. But what I'm gonna tell you guys today completely debunks that theory. So I first heard about the Ouija board from Brian. I was about 16 years old and he told me that he had done a Ouija board video with some of his friends. Now, I, like anybody else out there, did not believe it. I didn't believe it at all. I told him that even though I had a lot of ghost encounters, I didn't believe that ghosts were that simple. Ghosts are complex. They don't speak our language. They don't look like us. They don't take our form. Ghosts are different. He told me that he thought the same thing until he tried it. So I tried it. I go to Brian's house around 7 o'clock p.m. and we unbox the Ouija board around 9 o'clock p.m. Mama Rug actually told us to get that thing as far away from here as possible because what she had seen that previous week caused her to be super freaking scared, like anybody else would. But as me and Brian are stupid dumb delinquents, we did it anyways. Downstairs in his living room, we opened up the box. Oh, the lights turned off.
Yeah. No.
That's weird.
Wait, doesn't that mean there's motion?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Alrighty. That's weird. Okay. Anyways.
Anthony, did you do that?
No. Swear.
Anthony, stop.
I was looking at you when it happened.
Yeah, no.
Where was I looking when it happened?
Okay, Anthony, I think you just shouldn't talk about it then.
I shouldn't talk about it?
No.
Well, if it turns off again, then we'll stop. Is there any ghosts out there that would like to contact us?
Don't be an idiot, bro, especially with that in the corner. Don't do that.
Can we put that outside?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that.
Don't touch it. No, don't.
I'm gonna just show it. So guys, Noor thought it was a great idea to bring this to the house, which I'm not gonna be opening it, but I will leave it right here in the back for you guys.
No, it's gonna fall or something.
It's not gonna fall,
No,
dude.
put it on the ground. Put it on the ground and return it tomorrow.
I'm gonna put it right here. So back to the story. We went downstairs, we lit up some candles, unboxed the Ouija board, and we started playing. There's no footage of this because as I was skeptical, I didn't want any cameras in the way and I wanted this to pretty much be as authentic as possible. Just me, Brian, and whatever stupidness this board was about to give out. So yeah, no funny business. Brian instructed me to follow his lead and I did. He started off by saying, are there any spirits out there that would like to contact us? Yes or no? Now, when I heard these words for the first time, I wasn't nervous or scared or anything like that because I didn't believe it. The board moves to yes. Still, I wasn't scared, but I kept my mouth shut, super curious. Brian asked some more questions like, are you a good spirit or are you a bad spirit? It answered, good spirit. Will you be harming us? It answered no. And how old are you? I don't remember how old the ghost said that it was. I finally spoke up and told Brian that I did not believe it. And he looks at me like in shock. Like, after all this, you still don't believe it. So I gave him an option. I told him that I would believe it if I were able to ask a question in my head. That way Brian does not know the answer to the question. I always refer to this as 100% proof that the Ouija board works. Don't worry, there's a lot more proof throughout this video, but this is just my starting argument. I asked, what is my mom's name? And this time when the board started moving, it felt like something came over my body. Like, it felt like, in the weirdest, most non-sus way, something was like inside of me, bro. It moved directly to Dalia, which is my mom's name. It was like the weirdest ever because I couldn't quite like come up with an excuse as to how it did that. So right away, we stopped playing the board. I told Brian like, all right, I'm a firm believer now. So we run upstairs and we tell Brandon what just happened. We're like bragging to him like, yeah, we just came in contact with a spirit, whatever. And he quickly shuts it down. He's like, well, hey, I'm reading about this right now. It's called the ideomotor effect. And he was explaining like how it worked and everything. We were like shocked and like in disbelief because even though he told us that, in our head, we knew that's not what it was because like, you could really feel something like moving over the board. So we told that to Brandon and we came up with the idea to ask a question with our eyes closed while Brandon is watching it. So we went downstairs, set the Ouija board up again. This time Brandon is standing on Brian's left. So we close our eyes and we look up at the ceiling. So just imagine that vision. Is just really scary. Sitting in a dark room with candles around.
As soon as you said 3 sitting in a dark room, there's 3 of us, and the light just turned off.
Okay, so if there's any spirits out there, turn the lights off. If there's a spirit listening, turn the lights off.
Don't bang that.
Look.
Don't do that, especially with the board. Don't do that.
Okay, but that's weird.
Okay, that's just...
Like, why does that keep on happening? That's weird.
Don't acknowledge it.
I'm not acknowledging it. I'm just gonna pretend it didn't happen.
All right, back to what I was saying. So we're sitting there. We have our fingers on the board, eyes closed. We're staring up at the ceiling. Okay, me and Brian were across from each other. Brandon is standing to Brian's left. And you could feel the planchette starting to move. I don't know what the question is. Brandon doesn't know what it is. Our eyes are closed. Only Brian knows what the question is, and Brandon's there to read it out. So the planchette starts moving. The planchette stops. We come back. We ask Brandon what the board said. Brandon was like, I never seen Brandon so scared. And he's looking around and he tells Brian like, yo, you're trying to prank me. And Brian's like, what are you saying? Like, what did the board say? We finally get Brandon to admit what the board said, and it said his name. It said Brandon. Now we asked Brian, what was the question that you asked? And Brian said, who was standing to my left?
Oh my god.
That was the start of everything. That was us realizing that we had something crazy here. Like, yo, we have this board. We're in contact with another force, like with a whole other world, like another universe, something that humans don't know much about. And it's like we are in direct contact with it. And it sounds crazy. Like, I already know that there's so many of you out there that are just non-believers of this. But I know that there's also a lot of you out there who are in belief of this and who are kind of cheering it on for me to tell this story because it's real. Like I said, this was the beginning of our journey. But what we didn't know was that this journey would end with us begging for our lives back, begging these spirits to leave us alone, putting our families in danger, putting ourselves in danger, our local church shutting us out. Just a year of straight tragic disasters. I hope you guys are ready for a story because I'm putting myself in danger to share it.
What the
Did you hear
Oh
that?
my god!
I hear buzzing and it's like someone's presence, like someone's like walking.
All right, let's get into this. So listen, I know you guys have a lot to say, but I'm gonna ask you to refrain from assuming until the video is completely over. I have a good amount of footage and enough proof to show you that this is all real and nothing to mess around with. I'm gonna start off by saying whoever is watching this video claims no negative energy from this video. This is real. Whoever is watching this video is claiming no negative energy and is only watching to learn about the dangers of dealing with any spirits or unknown forces out there. And anybody who is watching this video is completely safe, hopefully. With that being said, let's begin. I haven't been here in so freaking long, dude. This is actually the exact area where a young girl was dragged by a police officer into that darkness.
No, you're not going down there alone either.
Yeah, it's so
Well, are you guys coming with me or what?
No, we're not doing that
Okay,
again.
then you guys give me a second. I'll be back. So the police officer dragged the lady down this path right here, and me and Brian actually spoke to her. Yo, what the f was that? Holy sh!